What's up, y'all? It's your uncle, man. Okay. Uh, yeah, man. So talking to y'all about a couple of things, man. That was personal. So let's get into it again, man. So, another sexual assault issue that I had was when I was incarcerated. Now, so when I was incarcerated in Georgia, man, I was like in my early 20s. I was in my early 20s, and I went in. I had 2 years. I mean, 26 months. I think it was 26 months, but I only did 2 years. I had 26 months. So when I went in there, man, now the thing about Georgia, the prison that I went to in Georgia, they like all prisons do, but when I went in at the age I did, they usually did not separate you. And also too, when I went in, sexual assaults was prevalent. Like it was something that was happening. And a lot of the guards turned the blind eye to the shit. So especially when young boys go in, they really don't, they turn a blind eye to it. Especially white boys. Like when young white boys go in, they like, bro, like I seen, like when I went in, man, when I got off the bus, because you get on the bus, they take it, so you go to a holding facility, right? Now, the third time I went to prison in Georgia, I went state trooper took me. Like I was in jail, then the state trooper, after I got my sentence, a state trooper took me. But this time I went on a bus with a bunch of motherfuckers. We went to a holding cell. We went to a holding facility. So from jail, the sheriff will take you to a holding facility where everybody is in one big group and they separating you for what prisons you're going to based on your charge or based on the prison openings. So I was in this big holding facility with a bunch of motherfucking dudes and shit, right? I'm talking about murderers, life sentences, rapists, R's, SAs, all kind of shit, bro. And when you look at motherfuckers, you can kind of tell what they in for. Like, honestly, like when you, specifically with the white dudes, man, when you look like an older white man, he in here for SA. Yeah, you look like an older white man in here for SA. Like when you see the older white men, they in here for SA. So they usually, like, they used to beat, like, I'm seriously, I sit there and watch these white older men get beat the fuck up. Like they stomping these white dudes out for SA. So these like younger black guys, they beating these white dudes' ass and shit. Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all another story next time when some blood, when that blood shit, like that blood, like, so I don't know if y'all ever heard of the non-Trey Bloods. This is when I was in Rikers. This is when I was in Rikers in like 90. No, I was in Rikers in like, when I went to Rikers Island. I went to Rikers Island like 90, 84, 85, 86, 87. 90, like 90, 91, I went to Rikers Island. But it's all about Georgia shit. So anyway, so boom, right? Now by the time I did this in Georgia, gangs were there. The Bloods was there, Crips was there. They had gangs. And I remember these dudes from Georgia in the holding facility, they was grouping up. And they was like trying to get me to be in the Blood gang. And then the Crips were trying to get me to be in the Crips. But I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't even fuck with none of that shit. I had always been a 5%er, so I was like, nah, I'm good. So I drifted towards Muslims. So anyway, so they separated us, got us on the bus. So I went to my respective bus, and then we go off to the prison. So I get to the prison. So you get off the bus, and you pull up inside the facility, and people from the yard can see you. So you get off and shit, And you can hear motherfuckers, oh, fresh meat, oh, fresh meat. And then you got niggas trying to scare you. Oh, I want that one right there. Ooh, that one right there. Now, mind you, when I was younger, I used to wear glasses, but they was real thick glasses. Like, I used to wear really, really thick Coca-Cola bottle glasses. Like, my glasses were fucking thick as fuck. So, it was really thick. So, and I literally could not see without my glasses. Like couldn't see without my glasses. So I'm going in there. So I want that one right there. I want that motherfucker right there. Them thick ass glasses. That's mine. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Now mine had already been sexually assaulted. So I had told. So when I got to the dorm that they put me in, I went to the one of the officers and I said, man, I want PC. I said, I want PC because I was scared. I said, I want PC, man. And he was like, why, you fear for your life? I said, yeah. He said, is somebody in here that you fear for your life from? I was like, no, I just fear for my life. Because I ain't know nobody. I said, I just don't fear. I said, I just fear for my life. So he was like, if you can't give me a name, then we can't put you in PC. So now, like I said, this is early 90s. So like I said, the whole SA in prison was real. Like, it was real. So they really didn't give a fuck. And then you got, like, and it's not even white officers. You just got officers that just didn't give a fuck because they thrived on that shit. And they caught themselves trying to scare you straight or either make it so bad for you that you don't ever come back. So one of the ways they was doing it was letting you get SA'd in prison. So she was like, well, if you can't tell me who it is, I ain't gonna put you in PC. So he said, going back to your dorm. So I went back to the dorm and shit. So I'm in the dorm and shit. First you put me in the dorm. You're in the dorm first. You're in the dorm for like 30 days. So you go see the counselor and all this shit. You gotta see a counselor. You gotta go to medical. You gotta go to dinner. You gotta go to all that shit for like 30 days. 2 weeks to 30 days. So I'm in the dorm, open dorm. So I'm in the open dorm with some more dudes. Now, mind you, I'm like in my early 20s. So I'm in the open dorm. So I'm sleeping on top. So fast forward. So everything. You walk in the yard and everything. You see dudes. So one man came up to me. This older man. He came up to me. He was like, "Yo, where you from?" And I was telling him where I was from. So I'm from New York. He said, what you doing in Georgia? So I told him, you know what I'm saying, I just got caught up in some bullshit. So he was like, all right. So now, mind you, I already been sexually assaulted in prison, so I already know kind of how they gonna approach you. But he approached me on some Christian shit, like, man, you know the Lord and all that shit, right? So I was like, yeah. So, so we talking. So me and him kind of got cool because he was the first person to approach me. So we got cool, and he was in the dorm. He was a dorm like on the side of my dorm. So he was like, yeah, man, so every day, man, I would talk to him, man, he would talk, you know what I'm saying? And then, we would pray and shit. And I really didn't have anybody to call. Like, I ain't had nobody. Like, I ain't had no money. I ain't had nobody to call. I had no visits or nothing. So I pretty much I was on my own. So he was like, and I was talking to him about it, and I told him my life and shit. So he was like, yeah, man, that's bad, that's fucked up. And he was I never knew what he was in until later. And I know, say you don't never really supposed to ask nobody what they in for, shit like that. So I never asked him what he was in there for. So we on the yard, man, just kicking in and shit, whatever. Then we go back I go to my dorm, we go to his dorm. So, man, like I said, we got cool. We was real cool. So then, when it was time to like go to the cells, like they're gonna put you in a cell, like you 2-man cell, because now this is the prison you're gonna be on. So this is after orientation. So he was like, yo, man, request to be in the cell with me, man, so we can study and, man, I can keep you on the right track. I was like, all right, bet. So we going so when I go to my counselor, I'll be like, yo, I wanna be in the cell with him. And his name was James. I said, I want to be in the cell with James. His name was James Tucker. I said, I want to be in the cell with James Tucker. So he was like, all right. He was like, oh, okay. So he was like, yeah, okay, he's an older guy, okay. So, but he never said what he was in for, or nothing like that. So he was like, okay. So they ended up putting us, so they put us in the dorm together. I think it was like C dorm, like it was like A, B, C, D dorm. So I think it was in C dorm. And back then you could smoke. You could smoke in these dorms. And he smoked. So we went in the dorm, man. And like, it started out okay, man. But then what got weird was he started what got weird was he started like coming out of the shower, and when he get in the dorm, he would just take the towel off and just be naked and drying off. And like why you ain't drying off in the shower? Why you wait till you get to the room, norm in the room, and not saying, yo man, just leave the room for a minute, leave the room so I can dry off and put my clothes on. He wouldn't do it. He would just butt naked, ass naked right there. So I would leave. And he was like, man, you ain't gotta go nowhere. I was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna leave out the room. Like I said, I already been essayed. So now I'm like, man, hell no, man, this shit is weird. This shit weird. Like, nah. So not really trying to accuse him, but at the same time, just trying to play it safe because I already been sexually assaulted a couple times, like penetrated. But this time it's like I'm kind of looking at the signs. So I'm like trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So this was the first time I got sexually assaulted was in New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm sorry, but this time, like I said, this is my second time going to prison, and this was in Georgia. So I'm like, man, fuck. I'm like, man, shit. So he got down. So okay, fast forward. We laying down. So we in the room. No. Which the thing was, I had noticed him talking to this homosexual dude, and I just noticed that he was talking to this homosexual dude a lot. And when we go out, like when we out the dorm, we out in the day room or out on, he always with this homosexual dude. And I was like, oh, he was with this homosexual dude a lot. And then the homosexual dude started like looking at me, and like whenever like we walk by each other or I walk by, I look, the homosexual dude be looking. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever you do. That's your business. Like I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So and mind you, again, when I was in my 20s, I was not this big. I was a slim, small guy with thick ass glasses. Just imagine. I'm trying to think. Who I look like. I just was pathetic looking. I was pathetic looking. I looked more pathetic than I look now. I was pathetic looking. That's why I didn't get no pussy till I was in my damn late 30s. But yeah, man. So anyway, so fast forward. So how the essay happened was this. So I'm goddamn. So again, like he always would come out the shower, and then he had got to the point where he would just come out the shower and just boom in the room, butt naked whenever he knew I was in the room. So one time I came out the shower and I dried off and everything, but I didn't know he wasn't in the room. So I came in the shower and I had closed the door and I'm drying off naked, right? And I'm drying off naked, and he got down. I hear the door click. I hear the door try to click, and I'm like, "Yo, man, bro, hold up." So he was like, "Yo, hurry up, man! I gotta use the bathroom. Hurry up!" So I was like, "All right." So I hurried up and got there and put my underwear on, and opened it, clicked the door so he can come in, and he came, took his pants off, pulled his pants down, and like took his pants down instead of like opening his pants, his thing and pulling his wee out. He like pulled his pants down, and I'm like, so I turned around. So I'm about to leave, right? So I turned around like my back to him because you only got on my underwear, so you can't go out the door without your clothes on. So I'm getting ready to go reach for my clothes. That's when he yoked me. Bam, he yoked me. And he was like, yo, don't say nothing. Dude, you better not say shit. And he yoking me. Like I told you, that yoke shit, like motherfuckers, that yoke shit, when they yoke you, it's like they take breath out you. So it's like you can't. It's like you can't even fucking breathe, bro. Because they like literally, that's how I think it's asphyxiation where they knock you out because you can't breathe. So ain't no breath going to your brain or some shit like that. So man, I'm sitting here, bro. He yoked me, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, shut the fuck up. So he throw me on the bed and shit. He like, shut the fuck up. So goddamn, he get on top of me, and he's still yoking me, and I'm getting lightheaded and shit, man. And I'm begging him, please, because I'm thinking I'm about to die because I can't breathe. I'm like, please, okay, please. So he yoking the shit out of me, like he about to choke me to death, bro. Like I couldn't even breathe. And he he pulled my pants down and shit, and he penetrated me. So he did that shit, and then he came, right? But he like came, but I could feel the shit running off me. You know what I'm saying? So he got up, and he was like, "You better not say shit to nobody." So I'm like crying and shit. I'm on the bed crying, like crying. So I'm like, man, damn. I'm so man, why you doing me like this? And he was like, shut the fuck up. So he punched me in my face, and when he punched me in my face, I fell back on the bed, and he just kept hitting me. You better not say shit. He said, you better not request to be moved either, because if you do, I'm going to find you. And I got motherfuckers that'll do something to you. So I was like, man, I was crying and shit. My shit was swollen, busted lip, nose, and all that shit. He fucked me up. And he had broke my glasses and everything, so I couldn't really see and all that shit, right? So he said, shut the fuck up and lay down in the room. So I was in the room. I stayed in the room, right? He wouldn't let me leave the room. So he was like, stay in the room. So I stayed in the fucking room. So I was like, man, I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt. He was like, you'll be all right. I was like for real, like literally I was hurt. Like my asshole was hurt. Like I'm hurt, man. He was like, you'll be all right. So I goddamn went and I felt like some blood like on my ass, on my asshole. So I goddamn wiped my ass and it was blood and shit. I was like, man, I'm bleeding, man. He was like, you'll be all right. You'll be all right and shit. So I was like, man, so I'm crying and shit, man. Mind you, like I said, I ain't got no family. I ain't got nobody to call. None of that shit. So my only hope was just to run out the fucking room. So, but you had to click the door. And a lot of times, the doors would be locked from the inside. But the CO's got a key where they can unlock the door. So, my thing was I'm hoping this motherfucking door's not locked. So he got down. So when he was like, man, you be all right, man. I do this all the time. I was like, man, why you doing me like this, man? I don't do this. He was like, yeah, you gonna be my bitch. You my bitch. So you gonna get used to it. I was like, man, nah, man. So he was like, yo, you my bitch. You gonna be my bitch. You gonna get used to it and shit like that. So that motherfucker. So when he like laid down. So I had laid down on the bottom bunk. He said, you can lay on the bottom bunk. So I lay on the bottom bunk. So he laid down like next to me on the bed. And he was like, you my bitch. So he was like, from now on, I want you to goddamn. He said, no, I want you to do. He said, I want you to goddamn. He was like, I want you to get. He said, I want you to go to the camp. When you go, he said, next time you go clothing chain, I want you to go to the clothing chain. I want you to get a big shirts. I want you to start wearing big shirts. And I want you to goddamn. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna introduce you to somebody, which was that faggot he was walking around with, and he gonna teach you how to wear lipstick and all that shit. I was like, yo, so he punched me in my face again. So you heard the fuck I said? So I was crying. I was like, yeah. So then he started choking me, like he was choking me, and like about to lose my fucking breath again, man. So I was like, he was kind of like a big dude, but he wasn't really that big, but he was like a healthy dude. But you could tell he do this. This is what he do. He been doing this shit. So I'm like, man, this shit crazy. Like, so I'm like just crying, man. I'm hurting, my ass hurting. I'm crying, and so I'm just praying and shit, right? Praying to God and shit. Like, man, why is this happening to me? So he get up, put his clothes on, cause mind you, it's dark, but we still got daytime. So you know what I'm saying? Daytime don't end till like 8:00. So we still got daytime. So he got down, get up, and he put his clothes on. He said, I'll be back. Don't go no fucking where. So when he got down left, I watched this guy. I got up, looked out the goddamn window. I seen his motherfucking ass walking. And when he got gone, I bust out the room, ran straight to the goddamn CO. I said, man, the man just raped me. That man just raped me. The CO was like, who? I said, him. I said, man, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. And I showed the CO see my face and my shit was bleeding and my face was swole. So he said, come on. So he took me to the goddamn, to the captain. So he took me to the captain's office and I told the captain I was having. The captain was like, word, for real? He was like, shit. It was a black captain. He was like, shit. So he was like, come on. He said, take him to the infirmary. So he took me to the infirmary. And they locked dude up, man. They locked him up and they shipped him off to another prison. But it was like, I stayed in the infirmary for like 2 weeks. And then I had mental health evaluation. Then they put me into this mental health. So I had to stay in this mental health side. It's like an infirmary side, but then it's like a mental health side where it's like you functioning, y'all, we doing the same shit everybody else doing, but we just over here. So motherfuckers over here with mental health issues. So and there's motherfuckers over there been alright too and sexually assaulted. So I was on that side. I stayed on that side for a year. And then they shipped me off to another prison. But but when I was over there, man, like I said, they shipped him off. They gave him write-ups and shit. They shipped him off. Back then, they wasn't giving free will charges. You just get a write-up. They wasn't giving free will charges for prison rapes back then. But now they're giving charges for prison rapes. So yeah, man, that was another one of my situations, man, where I was sexually assaulted, man, and yeah, so I was given mental health evaluation, man, and PTSD situations, man. Crying, I was crying. Like I said, I didn't have anybody to talk to, and I just like kind of like lost it, man. Like I lost it, bro. I was fucked up, man. As far as like just talking to myself, and just not being there, like being here, being there, being here sometime, being over there sometime. I wasn't myself, and they put me on medication and all kind of shit. Well, in prison, the first thing they put your ass on is Thorazine. That's what they put you on. So I was on Thorazine. So they put me on Thorazine for like the remaining time I was in prison. And I was on, even when I got transferred to another prison, they put me on Thorazine. So I was on Thorazine the whole fucking time that I did my time. All right, yo. And again, man, I'm not giving these stories for y'all to be like, yo, man, you know, that's fucked up. I mean, I'm just giving y'all a part of what happens in prison. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm giving y'all the real. I'm not giving y'all the shit where every motherfucker that was in prison is a gangster, is a thug. He was this type of nigga. He was that type of dude. Oh, I beat up 100 niggas in prison. Oh, I did this in prison. I was a prison canteen nigga. I was a prison drug lord. I was a nigga in prison that was selling all the drugs. Nah, man. Like, shit like this happens in prison. Like, I was the one in prison. I was getting sexually assaulted because of nasty black men that was doing this shit to me. Like, I never was sexually assaulted by a white man. Every motherfucking person that sexually assaulted me was a black man. Older black man. All right.